What's up and what's good, everybody? I'm Jack Harrison. Welcome you to week 15 of the PrepZone preview. Man, we're getting deep into it. Joined as always by Sports Director Rex Castillo, Justin Holbrook on assignment. Of course, you'll see him Friday. He is going to be at Marion County and Sly County. So if you're going out to that game, say hello to the man.
Guy gets all the good assignments, I swear.
I swear to you. Wait, you got Central last week. So
okay, that's fair. And a lot of good games. No matter where we said, this guy's going to go out and get a great game. We'll have a lot of great highlights for you on the PrepZone.
Yeah, you'll be back at Central this week.
Well, you know, someone's got to do it.
And I will be at Callaway for Washington County and Callaway. We'll talk about all these games right now.
Let's go.
Starting with those Central Red Devils. They finally get McGill Tulin off. That's done, over with. Now you're one game away from the state championship.
Yes, they are.
The team that stands in their way is the Lee Montgomery Generals, a team they've already beaten once this year. Beat them at home. It was a close game until late. Is this the team that finally gets them to the Super 7?
I really do think it. I really believe it is, because when I talked to a bunch of these players about, caught up with them at practice, like, hey, look, guys, McGill Tulin's out of the way. How do you feel? It's like, it's great. We still have the third round to get past. So what I've always been so impressed with this team is their vision. They're always so dedicated. They're always so focused. Now, Monte Spivey admitted that, they celebrated a little bit, and they had to, and they had deserved every right to, but they have a lot of work to do on offense.
Absolutely.
That was a fight. We're used to this Central team putting up 50 points easily. That was a fight, and we know that defense coach DeBose mentioned that's had 8 starters back from a championship team.
And pitched a shutout.
So that shows you how good this Central defense can be. Now there's plenty of praise to go around with Peter Parrish, Monte Spivey, all those boys on offense. That defense deserves our respect, and the rest of the state needs to be on the look on how good this team is, because to shut out McGill Tulin and hold them to under 100 yards of offense, very impressive. I do think, especially because it's at home, and that is a mini college atmosphere of how electric it is, I do think Central does get past Lee Montgomery, and we'll see them finally take the championship stage at Jordan-Hare.
December 5th, that is the 7A state championship game at Jordan-Hare, the first of 7 championship games over in Auburn that week.
It's going to be a lot of fun, and thank goodness it's right in our backyard.
Oh, man. Yeah, no snowy trek to Tuscaloosa like last year. All right, next one, 6A Elite 8. It is the Opelika Bulldogs, who still is the hottest team in the state of Alabama right now. They hit the road down to the coast to face off with the Saraland Spartans. Now, the last time these two teams hooked up was at Bulldog Stadium a few years back. Right. I was the guy that covered that game.
Sure.
Opelika was a 2-point conversion away from advancing to the next round. Got stopped there, came back from 21 down in that game. A lot of Opelika fans will remember that game. This team is better than that team. This team is better than that team.
All right.
This team is better than that team. I'll tell you, one guy that we do not talk about enough is Brandon Barnett.
That's an excellent point. We owe you some props, sir. You started off.
We do not talk about this man enough. He may very well be one of the best running backs in our area, and like he's top 3 in my book. He's top 3 in my book. And every time we get highlights from Opelika, or we go out and shoot a game at Opelika, what is he doing? Scoring touchdowns.
That's true.
Breaking off long runs, making people look foolish.
And I think every single time we come back, you're right, we get a Brenton Barnett highlight. If we don't get one, then we're all like, what happened? Something go wrong with Opelika? Because that man is an engine, and I think he's the heart and soul of that offense. It is incredible to see what he can do on Friday nights. And again, you said the hottest team in Alabama. I tend to agree. This team, like, for example, all right, to bring you guys in, I'm a Houston Texans fan. We've won 7 in a row, luckily, as of this week. On fire. This team has that kind of momentum. Unstoppable, and they believe in each other. And I think at this point, the preseason seems like it was forever ago. That pre-region schedule where they did tumble against Auburn and Callaway and all that. This is what that was built for, and we're seeing the fruits of that labor come to life right now. So it seems like a decade, and I think, again, you're right. If this team is better than that team back in the day, what's stopping them from getting to Jordan-Hare?
Exactly, and I know they're not looking ahead, but
sure.
Us in the media, we do.
That's what we do.
And can't help but notice that a rematch with Wetumpka could be in the
offing. And that was a close game when they first met up, too.
Only a field goal separated them.
So that was the game that we saw, like, okay, Opelika is getting beat up. But again, in the back of our minds, we have to remember, okay, they're getting beat up by people the competition they will not see down the line. When that Wetumpka game is like, okay, these Bulldogs are for real.
Yeah.
And now we've seen that they are for real. So Good luck, boys. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch, y'all.
Absolutely. And one more game in the state of Alabama. The Lynette Panthers continue their run to win another state title. They are on the road in Maplesville. Now, Maplesville has a reputation of being notoriously tough. They always make deep playoff runs, and their stadium is one of the toughest places to play in 1A football in the state of Alabama. Now, the thing with Lynette that we've seen in recent weeks is it's kind of a switch that the Panthers have. It's like when they're off, you wonder what's going on. When they're on, you know why they are defending state champions. And I just don't, the consistency here, and I don't know if you can go into Maplesville and not be ready.
I think one of the things that Lynette has is they have one of the best two-way athletes we have in our area. And Christian Story, my goodness, the guy will throw a 50-yard bomb and then get you 2 interceptions later on. A lot is on his shoulders, and I agree with you that the consistency the Panthers have, or they need to find it actually starts and ends with him.
Yeah.
But I think at this point you need 2 or 3 other guys to step up as well. Christian Story, again, that's another guy where we see highlights left and right on him because of what he can do on the field. And I agree. In a tough road environment this deep in the playoffs, you know what it's like to win a state title. These Panthers across the board need to take their game to the next level, which is scary to see what Christian Story do. But you're right, Lynette, we've seen that they're tough. I think you're right, this will be the toughest matchup they have so far.
And we know what Christian Story can do.
Absolutely.
We've seen what he can do. We've seen what this team can do.
Very true.
But you've got to be able to get it done in a very tough environment in Maplesville.
So we'll see. I think this does come down to the wire.
Yes, I do.
So,
I don't know. This may be similar to the game they played last week. This may not be a high-scoring game. This has like a
under the 20s, see what you can really do, what you're really made of at this point.
You know, we might border on the 20s right here.
Okay.
You know, see where this goes. So Lynette's defense is also going to have their work cut out for them.
But if Lynette finds some momentum, that offense can put up points quick, fast, and in a hurry.
Exactly, and that is frightening, and that's a game changer.
Absolutely.
All right, let's cross the river over into the state of Georgia, where Troup County, stand up. You got two teams left standing as we head into the Elite Eight over in Georgia. We'll start first with the Troup County Tigers, who put a whipping on Pickens County.
They
53 points.
Bruh.
Like,
that's Monday Night Football numbers that we just saw this week.
Exactly. It was 28-0 with 7 minutes to go in the first quarter.
Oh, man. So, interesting thing with Troup. Last game of the regular season, a close game. Couple steps along the way in this postseason, close games. So, okay, is Troup finding their? Have we found their Achilles heel? Have we found that maybe the engine's been running too hot for too long? Oh my goodness, 53 points. So, these boys, I think they've heard some of the noise, and again, every coach wants them to stay tunnel vision, to stay focused on them. Yeah, y'all responding, and we are listening loudly and clearly. Now with Cairo, this is one of the best teams we've seen.
Yeah, now we've seen this team a lot this season because they are the Region 1 4A champions. That's the region that has Carver, Shaw, Columbus,
the
Northside.
Insanity of that region.
Exactly, and they came out on top.
And I think the one thing is we thought Carver could be the toughest test, and they were. They put Carver, they won and beat Carver by a significant margin. Now, again, with all due respect to Carver, Troup is just a different animal. Yeah. It's just a different animal. So just to see what King Makuta and all the boys can do will be very, very interesting to see.
And I think one of the big things in this game is the fact that Troup had to travel a far distance last week.
Yes, they do.
Now, Troup has to travel a further distance this week going down to Cairo. And from personal experience, playing in West Thomas Stadium, not fun.
And so long distance, tired legs.
And it's a very intimate atmosphere. I mean,
they're right on top of you. Right on top of you.
Right on top of you. Like the sidelines might be from this is where we're sitting to halfway to the camera.
That's not a far distance, y'all.
It's probably 10 feet of sideline space.
So again,
they're right on top of you. I customized it back when I was in high school. This is like a practice field with bleachers around it.
Oh boy. So it'll be a tough environment. I think do you think the toughest test they got so far? The Callaway game was right up there too.
Cartersville, probably their toughest test, but this one will be right below that.
And I think when it comes down to talent, if Kobe Hudson can stay calm on offense, and just execute, and Kim Makuta and that defense can fly
I will put it to you this way. If Troup comes out and play the way they did at the start of that game last week, they'll win.
All right.
But if they let Cairo hang around,
that's the problem. You can't do it.
Exactly.
You can't do it, especially when they're at home.
Like if I'm Troup, I am aggressive early and I'm aggressive often.
There you go. All right.
That's the way to win.
Should be a lot of fun, though.
All right, back up closer to us.
Let's do it.
In LaGrange on Friday night, it will be the Callaway Cavaliers. How about those boys going to Atlanta and I won't even say knock off. They practically dismantled the defending 2A state champion Hapeville Charter Hornets. Did I think Callaway had a shot in that game? Absolutely. Did I anticipate what I saw? No.
So Hapeville Charter, when I worked in Savannah last year, they came down to Savannah and beat Benedictine at home,
which had been a pain in Callaway's side.
So just seeing that, you knew the kind of talent that's coming out of Hapeville Charter. But now for Callaway, we've seen the talent on paper and we've seen it executed throughout the year. You're right, when it comes to the playoffs, it's a different animal. And Benedictine, Hapeville Charter are kind of always those really annoying bumps in the road for them. Now we know that Benedictine's in a different
they're in 3A.
They're in 3A, which they should have been. And Hapeville Charter, I mean, that's a team that was built to beat Benedictine. So now you take down them that way? Y'all get out of the way. I think they're going to Atlanta. I'll say it right now. They're going to Atlanta. But, again, you have to play the games. That team has been so impressive every phase of the way. And I've been so impressed, again, like Central, how focused they are, how incredibly determined they are. That's a team, when they're all on the same page, it's real dangerous, as you just saw.
Exactly. Tank. They couldn't stop Tank.
The fastest Tank you'll ever see on land.
Yes.
This kid, we've gotten to the point, and you've spoiled this Tank, when we've gone, Tank has 3 touchdowns. Cool. That's it?
He's got 3 75-yard runs.
It's insane. So, Tank, keep doing your thing, man.
He's run over for 300 yards 3 times this year.
Let that sink in, people. Let that sink in. This man has run over 300 yards. How many times? 3 times. Give him the ball. Just give him the
I was there for 2 of them.
The plan was simple. Here, go. It's insane. So to see Tank keep up that momentum, that's a lot of wear and tear on your legs, though. It's a lot of wear and tear. They're going to depend on him even more as the rounds go on. And I think this team does have a chance to get to Atlanta. Tank has been so impressive.
Yes. Now, with that being said, very tough opponent coming into Callaway Stadium Friday night, the Washington County Golden Hawks. Now, if you know anything about Georgia high school football, you know Washington County is a powerhouse, and they are the definition of road warriors. Now, it's always tough to go to Sandersville and win the House of Pain, but Washington County can. I know,
great.
Right? But anyway, they're just as easily come to your house and make your life miserable, okay?
It's true. And I think, but again, with the way that Callaway has played, and we saw the way they have played bigger opponents like Opelika, and it's not even close there, I think it's one of these games where, you know what? I think Callaway can control their own destiny and win this game by a couple scores.
If Callaway plays the way we know Callaway can, they'll win this game. Don't sleep on Washington County, though. They just knocked off a talented top 5 Brooks County team on the road.
Oh, wow.
So, don't sleep on these boys, okay? I'm telling you. This will be a fun game. I'm glad I'm going to be there.
He's going to be there. Get your popcorn ready. That's going to be a lot of fun.
This will be a fun game. I can't wait to see these two kind of Goliaths of 2A football face off, with the winner going to the Final Four.
Oh, man. Can it get any better? This is why we love Fridays, baby.
And this is why I told you at the beginning of the playoffs, I said this was the quadrant of death, if you will.
Gotcha.
You have so much talent. You're going to have coming out of this this quadrant and going to the Final Four, you're going to either have a 2 seed or a 3 seed.
And we've seen it come.
That's how
called from the beginning, and it's unfolded this way.
That's how tough this quadrant is. I go Callaway on this one. I think they ride the team to the Final Four.
All right, let's do it. Good luck, Cavaliers.
All righty, and our final game of the week is not the Pepsi PrepZone tailgate game of the week, because tailgates are over.
Tailgates are done. It's been a lot of fun, but what's probably the must-see game?
Oh boy. Sly Marion Part 3.
Let's do it again, shall we?
Oh man. So I know we don't really talk about retribution a lot.
Sure.
But this is all the marbles. Winner goes to the Final Four, okay? And you've got Marion County, who's looking to put on the sweep.
Sure. And
you've got Sly County looking to finally get over the hump. There are only 2 losses this season.
Have been to
Marion County. And it's their lowest point totals of the year. They only scored 7 points in the opener. Yep. They only scored 6 points in the region title game.
Yep.
So Marion County has been the only team to really stop this freaking powerhouse offense that Sly County has.
I think it's so tough for either coach to game plan against an opponent. And I love, in basketball and in baseball, I love that we have series. I love the best out of 7. Football, we don't do it that much because it's a lot of wear and tear on the board.
Yeah.
But this is as much as a series as we can get. Best 2 out of 3. Let's see. And at this point, they've swept. But It's so much fun that the one game that matters is this one on Friday night. Sly County has been so great, and I think it's been a really nice. We expected good thing from them. We didn't expect this from them.
First ever trip to the Elite Eight.
So again, great season for them so far. The one team that's preventing you from taking a step further is the one team that has given you heartache, the one team that has given you headaches. I think this game is going to be so much fun.
And not only that, the one team who has been here before.
And okay, so that's why I am honestly is why I'm leaning Marion. I know it's tough to beat somebody three times in a row.
I mean that's a cliche we have in sports is that it's hard to beat somebody 3 times.
It really, and that's why they develop series in some sports. Again, with our sport, you get lucky once, cool, you're done. But this team, I think this is what we find really how good Marion can be. You have the experience and you have the talent. Oh my goodness, they have the talent.
And they have home field.
And you know what do they say? They live on sweet tea prayers and Marion County football down that way. So I think Marion County at home in that environment, and they know and they cherish home field advantage so much because they played there 4 times this entire season.
5 now.
5 times this entire, which is insane.
It only took 15 weeks.
Congratulations, another home. That's pretty much the
6
gift.
home games in 15 weeks.
That doesn't make sense. That doesn't. And we know the circumstances outside of their control. Sly, though, I think this is the jumping point for an even better program next year, which I know a lot of Sly County fans will hate me for that, but Marion has been that juggernaut. And I think they're the juggernaut in that region. I really think this is another team that has an outside chance to get to Atlanta. But this is the biggest test, and I think this will actually be the toughest one. I wouldn't be surprised if this game is under 20 on both sides.
I mean, let's just think about it. 28-7 opener, 21-6 region title game.
Right.
You know, it's not like Sly hasn't.
They haven't been close.
We're talking about Marion County, who is scoring at a frenetic pace, a school record over 40 points a game.
And so it's kind of like they're kind of like their Mississippi State to Marion County being Alabama. It's the one defense that can kind of figure them out.
Yeah.
So I think this reason is the coach. If I'm in the Sly County, I would love to be a fly on the wall in both of these locker rooms. But with Sly County, you have so much film on them now, and you know what the players like. We don't have to tell you what the quarterback's going to do. You faced them for 8 quarters now. These final 4 quarters is going to be, I think, the toughest and grittiest football we'll see. So in that, when you lean with the talent, the experience, and home field advantage, I lean slightly to Marion County.
I know one thing. This is going to be a lot of fun.
Justin, lucky one again, huh?
But I think all three
of us are winning at this point.
Yes. So we will have coverage of all 3 of the games that are taking place inside of our area. So that would be Central, Callaway, and Marion County against Sly County. We will effort to get as highlights as can from all the teams that are on the road. So, you know, stay tuned with us. And of course, no full PrepZone this week, but we will still be on with all the highlights of the games.
Oh, yeah, you want to check us out on Friday.
Yeah, News 3 Night Watch at 11 o'clock, 10 Central. We will have the highlights of all of these games and scores for the ones that we don't. So, yeah, man, we are getting down to the nitty-gritty. Final 4 week next week. We know we'll have one team.
At least one, hopefully.
We know we'll have one. We know Central could potentially be on a bye, getting ready to go to the state championship at Jordan-Hare. We know Lynette still trying to defend their state title. Callaway looking to get there. Troop looking to get there. Man, so much.
There's a lot of talent in this area. It's a big reason why I decided to take this job, to be able to cover the talent down here. Y'all, this is going to be some of the best football we see all year round.
Exactly, and of course, Opelika's steamrolling over everybody. So
what can stop them? I don't know.
I don't know either. We'll find out if Saraland can stop them. But we will see you next week for week 16 of the PrepZone preview. But until then, for Justin and Rex, I'm Jack. We'll catch you later. As always, go out and enjoy the games.